the big game hunter. I'm a coach who works with people and organizations in a number of ways, helping with job search, with hiring, being a better manager and leader, helping with workplace related issues. And someone asked me about creating a better candidate experience when they're trying to hire. And there's just a million different things that you can do as long as you place yourself in their seat while at the same time not compromising your needs. So to me, it starts off with the job description. And I say that because one thing I've learned in my time when I did recruiting is that so many job descriptions are basically generated at the time of a resignation. And a hiring manager will call down to HR and say, "Hey, you got that job description we used to hire Jeff? Well, he just gave his notice. Maybe you can get that out and start working with some of our vendors about that and get it onto LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah." And no one updates these things. And you may think the job description is accurate, but maybe it's 80% accurate. And there's 20% that you're withholding, and thus you're seeing people who don't really fit, and they get an odd impression of your firm. Another thing I've always been annoyed with is that people who are involved with the screening don't really know how to screen for what it is that they're claiming to be looking for. Now, this isn't the criticism of HR. I want to be clear about this. This is about the hiring manager and how he or she uses their team as part of the evaluation process. I worked in IT recruiting for many years, and often what happened was a hiring manager was busy and he'd walk over to one of his subordinates and ask her, "Hey, could you talk to this person and tell me what you think?" With no real sense of what it is that they were screening for. And if they did, "Hey, we're trying to replace Jeff, and talk with this person." How does that tell them what you care about here and how you want them to evaluate? So the result winds up being this person is unprepared. It's a last minute thing. They have no time to prepare. They're frustrated. They ask grab bag questions that don't really reflect your thinking. And then they walk over to you and they go, "I thought it was a little late," because they see this person's going to make more than them. And thus they feel vulnerable. So that's a second thing. When you're looking at people and you're talking with them, give them a sense of your timeline for the next steps and then keep to it. And if you're not able to keep to it, message them to let them know that there's a delay. One of the great upsets that job hunters have is when you go dark. That is, you're not responding to them, you're not communicating with them. And thus, they don't really know where they stand. So having a timeline for follow-up isn't a difficult thing. The short version is you keep a spreadsheet of the people that you're talking with and their email addresses. As you knock them out of consideration, you send a quick message to reject them. And it's a polite message. "Sorry, we're not going to proceed" is not a good message if you're interested in candidate experience. You can do this, remember, on your phone, where you can send these messages off. It's not hard, but you can send a quick message that says, "Thanks so much for making time to meet with me. I think we've seen some people who are a little bit stronger in such and such than you are. I wish you the best. If I could be a reference for you in the future, I'd be happy to do that." It's a nice message, but communicating is important for their experience here. A simple thing: pay attention during the interview. Seriously, pay attention. Before you start the interview, before you start meeting with people, I want you to create a list of questions that will allow you to evaluate and assess people properly. Yes, you're going to have follow-ups to those, let's say, 8 to 10 basic questions you're going to ask everyone. Everyone, no shortcuts here. You're going to ask these questions of everyone so that they meet certain baseline expectations that you need them to have. No guessing about this. Your junior people can do this and then explore a little bit further. But Fundamentally, what you want to be doing is evaluating and assessing people, treating people with respect. If you're going to reject them, let them know as soon as possible. If you're going to delay getting back to them because you've had some cancellations for weather reasons, for example, you're letting them know, and you're not leaving them hanging. You're not leaving them hanging. I hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman. There's a million more, but these are a few of the basics I think will help you do better. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, reach out through my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. Go over to the site, go exploring. There's a lot more there that'll help you. And on the homepage for the coaching, there's a button where you can schedule time for a free discovery call with me or a coaching session. And if you're watching on YouTube and you're seeing this and it seems interesting to you, in the lower right, there's a little icon there. Click on that. You'll subscribe to my channel and get notified whenever I do something new. Have a great day and take care.